Okay, I have no idea if this is working. Oldie, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have a mouse or headphones for this, so can you check on your end to see if the video is registering resignations?
Gosh, I can't do it. I'm trying it on my phone. Hold on, let me just do it.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna turn off my sound really quickly. Alright, I hope this is working. Do not know though. Oh yeah, okay, cool.
We're live now.
Okay, yeah, it's working. Okay, so now I need to set up the. I'm gonna set up the game. I need the replay. Can you send out the something in Discord and do the advertising and stuff? Just tell them that it's working, and we'll be up. We'll be up in like 5 minutes.
Okay, you need to center the screen. So what you have to do is.
Oh yeah, I know. Okay, so I can do that. I can do that. So I just go like this. And then I go this. Okay, is this entered? Hello? Is this entered?
Hold on. Better now.
Okay. Can you hear the Rise of Nations audio? The Rise of Nations audio.
Hold on, it's not playing yet.
Okay, well, actually, never mind. It doesn't. I need to get this. Okay, so I need to download these.
I'm getting your audio twice for some reason.
Well, I mean that's probably because you're listening to the stream and also because you're on video call with me.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Oh, good. No worries.
The stream. Which, you want me to announce it on Discord?
Yeah, I don't know, anywhere there really. How do I pin this?
It says I do not have permission to send in this channel.
Oh, just put in the general thing. Just say like, oh, we, you know,
Okay, there we go.
Okay, I guess we're copy pasting. Copy. Do you still hear my audio twice? Okay, Oldie, do you hear me? For those of you who are watching, I'm so sorry that we've had some tech issues. Yeah, I'm still not 100% sure what the issue was, but we have switched to a different computer, and hopefully that will solve the issue. can you hear? For those of you who are in the chat or who are viewing, can you hear me correctly? Can you hear the Resonations audio correctly? And I'll need your help to really quickly.
I'm in there. I can hear you. It's just on the like fairly off 4 or 5 second delay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, Old. I think there's some sort of problems. There's some sort of problem with your something. I'm not really sure what it is, but Discord is really laggy. That's for those of you viewers that are out there. That's how we've been trying to get both of our lovely voices on at the same time. But I'm not entirely sure why that's not working.
Because when I use that other software, even though it wasn't that good, we could communicate no problem.
Yeah, but I don't know how.
I don't know why. It's something with Discord, or I don't know.
All right. Okay. I mean, well, worst case, Old. I can finish up the cast while you try and figure out what's happening. Maybe you can find a different audio like audio sharing app or something.
Okay, I'll look. Yeah, you finish the stream and I'll work on that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So for those of you who are just joining us, give me a quick moment. I'm probably gonna have to finish up this by myself. Old. I'm gonna disconnect from Discord call. Okay. Take that as a yes. All right, close this. All right, now I can turn up my volume. All right, hi everybody. Thank you for your patience. We are going to try and see if I can do this by myself because I think it's some sort of problem. I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, I have, I'm gonna be trying to see if I can do this. Please bear with me. Obviously, we're really sorry that it's not going the smoothest. All right, so let's see. Please check the video resolution, which is not okay. Whatever. Okay. Okay, and I can. All right. So based on viewer feedback, it looks like things are going okay, and looks like even though we've lost Old, it seems like my stream is going okay. So we're gonna hope for the best. If for any reason there is some sort of problem, please let me know in chat. I can read it. And yeah, let's get started. Let's try and solo cast. Okay, so we got SDO versus PLA game 2. We're gonna skip ahead to like 4 minutes because we've already we'll start from the beginning. All right, so we got SDO versus PLA. This is game 2. Again, sorry for the stream delay. Oh man. Okay, how do I do this? Okay. All right, this is gonna be a pain. Sorry, folks. Okay. So this is again SDO versus PLA. This is game 2. The first game PLA won 1-0. in a fairly convincing manner, and now we'll have to see if SDO can pull back. So let's take a look at the nations. Here we have Team 1 SDO. It has Persians, Lakota, and Spanish, and Team 2 is PLA, which has Greeks, Germans, and Romans. So as we talked about a little bit before in the other stream before it cut off, we agree that SDO has the better share of nations. Their Lakota is very powerful on a fast aggressive map like this, and Spanish are good in African watering hole because of their free heavy ships. Let's give it a little bit of a fast forward. All right, so if we look at these situations, so it looks like Rocinante really probably wants to fight over this horses because of their Persian ally. Obviously, one of the things to note is horses, the stable cost is reduced, and elephants are one of the strongest units in the game. This doesn't make like a whole lot of sense, right? Because why would horses decrease the cost of elephants? But regardless, it is still a really, really powerful, regardless of how much sense it makes in real life, it is a really, really powerful rare to have with any of the elephant nations, including Persians. So as we said earlier, there's the rares seem interesting here at least. There's only one water rare, which is Citrus. Citrus, the ships at sea heal automatically. Citrus is quite good on this map because of how much conflict there is in the water. Controlling water in African watering hole is really, really important because all these fish give wealth. And wealth, you know, obviously wealth is one of the most important resources in the game. And controlling all of the fish and denying your opponent that wealth can be really, really powerful. Let's take a quick look at the ruins. So economy, ruins. So as we may have talked a little bit about before the stream cut out, again, sorry for that. It looks like even though we have a Lakota players usually are towering the top of ruin statistics at least. It looks like all of the PLA players have more ruins than the Lakota player or even any of the other players on the SDO team. Ruins obviously are by part luck because, you know, your citizens could just chance into the wrong spot, but unfortunately sometimes it's just bad luck. But sometimes it could just be they're not scouting correctly. For example, I believe we look at from Jesus of Nazareth, from Purple, from Lakota's point of view, Purple clearly scouted this ruin but did not grab it, which is unfortunate. That's a minor mistake, but it is costly and it can add up. And another one here, look, you have to make sure you grab these ruins on the first try because otherwise your citizen has to walk all the way back, which can be really annoying. Alright, so let's take a look at what people are doing for library research. So actually you can see here on this little thing here, these numbers, it means what research they have. So the first number is this Roman numeral is the age, and then the rest are what military, civic, commerce, and science researches they have. So it looks like Rocinante and Rowan both have gone Commerce 1. In fact, Rowan's getting a market, which I would support building dock first on this map because dock and fishing is really, really important unless you have some great rare that you need to take care of, you need to get access to immediately. Surprisingly, it looks like Rocinante is also doing a market first. This I would definitely not recommend. As Spanish, you really, really want to get the dock as soon as possible because once you have that heavy ship, you can start building more heavy ships and deny the opponent the water. Because you'll have the first heavy ship down, you can start shooting at their fish. You can start like blocking off their docks, that sort of thing. It's like that you want to really want to take advantage of that free heavy ship. And also here we have a market going down. And it looks like on this end they've also done they've gone for dock first, which I would recommend. Interesting here, we're going to see a lot of aggression out of Sol early. It looks like he's gone mill 1 without commerce. Now he clicks on the commerce. But this is one of the most aggressive starts you can have. A really, really aggressive start. We're going to see if Sol can make any use of it. So they're pinging Citrus right now, and it looks like, well, I thought maybe the Lakota player would go for a city there, but that seems a little risky. And unfortunately for the Lakota player, Sol knows exactly where the woodcutter's camp is. And if you've ever been raided early like this, you know that if you lose access to your wood, you know the game can be over in a flash. Because even if you have military 1, you can't put down a barracks, and all of the barracks units cost more wood. So it looks like the Lakota player is in a ton of trouble. Let's see what happens here. Early raids look like there is very little micro. Oh, and then moves units away, but what are you going to do about it? Do you have a barracks? Yes, you do. So the barracks coming up is definitely a gift, you know, making sure that you don't literally die. And it looks like the water war is already starting. So we've got red here with some boats, along with green, who's against blue and white. So it looks like the Lakota player and the Germans player are going to be fighting on land for a little bit, while the Persian player and the Spanish player are going to be fighting water. Unfortunately, it looks like they're not microing too well. Look at this boat that's about to die. This map is one of the hardest to play because you really need to micro to save your triremes with heavy ships. Like, where is this one going? It can be really, really tough to save them. And now this is just not the fight you want to take, and this heavy ship goes down. Let's take a look at the economies really quick. So, looks like the Spanish player is using cotton, which is a good choice. Cotton is really excellent on this map, both because it gives you more timber income, which, you know, is incredible, and also because it makes your ships produce faster. Unfortunately, what is happening here? Why are you building so many citizens there? I guess the reason would be to partially protect against Sol's raids, but Sol is microing decently. It seems lost a slinger, maybe? No, the slinger's over here. And it looks like despite this barracks, there's no military units. So maybe they made one and it was killed or something. I'm not sure. So obviously you can see that even though Sol as the Germans player is still doing decently well, but he's suffered because of that early military one. Whereas if you compare to Wolf, for example, Wolf has a stellar economy, a bunch of wealth, which I'm surprised is not going into more scholars. As the Greeks player, that's one of the big advantages of this map, at least. And it looks like they've firmly taken control of water. They've got Old Cat's got 4 fishing ships, Wolf's got 4 fishing ships, Sol's got 3. And the SDO players just can't really put up much of a fight. They're, faltering. Here, I'm not sure why these units are garrisoned. That seems like a waste of units. And it looks like the Persians player is going to civ over here, which I think is a good choice. You want to civ forward. You want to try and grab some territory, I guess. I would advise civing, however, like over here maybe, because this is a more forward position. You're really putting the pressure on your opponent, and you're trying to divide Sol and Old Cat here, which could be the way to win this game. As you know, the wealth advantage is huge. Oh, why are you making so many light ships? Light ships are terrible against heavy ships. Oh no. And it looks like PLA is going to smash the limited number of ships that the SDO team is putting out. As you may know, it is definitely better to build heavy ships early on. Even though they may seem more expensive, light ships just can't compare in terms of fighting ability to heavy ships until the classical age. Fire rafts are only available when you research classical age, and so they're not yet useful. So here is an example of the tower not being that useful. even though there's a tower here, right, Seoul is still able to use these units and raid this woodcutter camp. It's all about, you have to be able to micro your units and use them effectively, and also maybe bring like a couple units to help defend. Looks like Wolf has aged, and let's see if there's any sort of aggression. I'm guessing there will be, considering even though Wolf has all this wealth, he's not spending it on scholars, which is really, really interesting. My guess is we're going to see some sort of aggression. Here, Rocinante is going for a raid, which is good, but the micro is not the best. You shouldn't be losing that much health against some citizens, but obviously, you know, it is hard to micro a bunch of things at once. Alright, and it looks like... Let's see if the Lakota player has recovered. Not really. That's 76 food income. Really, really not good. Even if you can't get that many fish, you have to be able to bring your food income up higher to really make a difference. Fortunately, they have sugar here, which for some reason the Lakota player is not using. Get a merchant there as soon as possible. Sugar is a really powerful rare. And it looks like all of the PLA players are aging, as you can see here. While the SDO players are still faltering. Seoul has even had the time to get Science 1 of all things. Usually on this map you skip Science 1 because you want to make more ships, but considering how handily they've won the water, because SDO has just not had the right unit composition and also is not producing enough ships, you know, they don't need it. Let's see what we can expect. Okay, so it looks like Wolf is going for Republic, which is a good choice. I think they're way ahead in economy. No need to risk it on. No need to risk the future of their game on how well they on a despot rush that could cripple him later on. And interestingly enough, it just so happens that there wasn't much of a fight here at all. It looks like Rocinante just gave up horses, which I would definitely not recommend. It seems like just not a good play because horses are incredibly important for the Persians player. So Rowan has reached the classical age, so I would recommend sending a merchant to Relics. Relics is, again, one of really, really powerful rare. Plus 20 knowledge income for just one rare is really powerful, plus the research time and upgrade time decrease is pretty good as well. So we've got Senator going out for Seoul. Not sure yet for Old Cat. And again, this just looks like a classic watering hole game. The SDO players need to put on some aggression, anything to combat the heavy wealth advantage that the PLA players have, or at least try to fight water. Wealth is one of the most important resources in the game because you can use it for archers, heavy cavalry, two of the best military units in the game, as well as scholars. Obviously, scholars are for teching up, getting better tech, getting more units, getting a bigger economy. So it is really, really powerful. And it looks like we're going to see some aggression out of Wolf here. Wolf has gone for Mill 2, as you can see, and has started Siege Factory and it's building units. Wolf has a really excellent economy. A lot of wealth stacked up, which I'm surprised has not been spent too much. Built a couple scholars, I guess. Let's take a look at the opponent, Rocinante, who does not have a plus 130 eco yet. Is just aged, is trying to get off on their feet. Doing an okay job of it, but I'm worried. This Siege Factory looks like it's going to come out way too early for Rocinante to handle. Let's take a look at green. So Rowan seems to be doing the best, highest score, and all right, eco. Sometimes on this map you need to make farms because the fish are just not safe. So I would recommend building a couple more farms, maybe get some more mines. And the Lakota player is really, really far behind, which is really unfortunate. Lakota, is, as you know, if played well, is one of the fastest nations. And unfortunately, the Lakota player is lagging far, far, far behind. You need to make more citizens, get that eco up to 100 food. Also, definitely still not using sugar, and neither is Rocinante for that matter. And it looks like Wolf has started sieging the side, which looks like bad news. It looks like they are in a ton of trouble. These Greek heavy cavalry are quite powerful. They're slightly faster than normal heavy cavalry, which that speed difference is a big bonus. And he's using horses, which is quite good. We'll have to see what happens here. Looks like Rocinante doesn't even have a government yet. You really want to get that senator or despot or whatever. Okay, good. Clicked up. That's excellent. But it looks like it's going to be too little, too late. Wolf already has quite a large army, spamming bowmen and heavy cavalry. One upgrade, and then those archers will be shredding Rocinante's relatively smaller, but fortunately upgraded army quite quickly. Let's take a look at this side. Looks like Old Cat's also gone for senator, and is starting to put out some aggression. Looks like Rowan has a good amount of archers, which should be helpful. One thing that you'll see some more advanced players doing is they'll be using their senator constantly. Senators are really, really powerful. Well, your general, I mean, is really, really powerful because you want to scout a ton with your units, and you want to see what's happening. And this is a pretty big buildup. We're going to see an ambush here from Sol, who's going to catch probably these merchants. Let's see if... so it looks like Rowan doesn't know what's up. Obviously, there's no lookout, there's no anything. And has suddenly ejected the archers, and the senator might go down? Not clear. Oh, it will go down, and that 100 wealth is a lot. And these archers are just walking over, which means they will get slaughtered. Here, it's really, really important to get your micro right. You should be sending these archers to attack this catapult because it's exposed, and these archers are just vulnerable to the light cavalry, so they should go back in the barracks. Now you're going to end up losing all of your archers somehow. I'm not really sure what happened there. I'm not, it seems problematic. And here we have a fight. This is, again, not a good fight to take, but there's not much to do here. And Wolf has gone for medieval age, which means this game is very, very much over. Much bigger army and economy than the other players, and it looks like Wolf is probably going to wait for the upgrades, yeah. But here, like, Old Cat's just crushing Jesus of Nazareth. Going to take the capital soon. Here, also the army of Sol is quite large as well. And it looks like Rowan saved only one of those units and is upgrading these. Like, you really, really want to spend these resources when you can, and not lose units for no reason. Like, use your nation powers, elephants that are quite powerful. Like this cataphract's about to die and didn't garrison. And it looks like the capital goes down with very, very minimal resistance. Doesn't have militia. Doesn't even have government quite yet, I think. And on this side, it looks like Wolf is going for an attack, which eventually, the micro is decent, right? You want to keep these heavy cavalry to the side so they can crush the archers, but not get killed by the Spanish heavy infantry. But still, it seems like a problematic engagement considering how weak these crossbowmen now are. But looks like Rocinante is gonna lose the city. And looks like Sol has also taken this, and it looks like this game is very over. In fact, Old Cat has even gone for Colossus off the capital sack and dragged all of their citizens for some reason. This game is very, very much over. So let's take a look. Let's think about what PLA did to win this game. Right? First of all, they raided early. They slowed the Lakota player, who was already slow in the first place. They slowed the Lakota player even more by raiding that early wood. Killed a couple citizens, and in fact, I believe Sol actually kept those starting units alive. That Slinger and the Archer. Second, and we see GG is called out by the Lakota player. Yep, and the rest of the team also calls GG. This game is very, very much over if you look at the average score. And it looks like we have a bunch of resignations. All right, so let's take a look at, let's think about why PLA was able to win this game. So first of all, as I said earlier, they had the raid on the wood, but in addition, they were also faster to the water and they built more ships, and their composition was right. When you're playing Watering Hole, you really want to build more heavy ships in the early ages, at least. Heavy ships are very good compared to the weak light ships that are actually weak against the heavy ships. So your composition wants to be heavy ships early on, and then as we can see here, you have to be able to use your nations. The Lakota power is incredibly useful, but you have to actually be able to use it in an effective manner. If I had seen more raids out of purple perhaps, or if I had seen a faster start of some sort, that would have been more useful. You also need to put up more of a contest when fighting water. Right? Even though red and green were trying their best, everybody needs to contribute to fighting the water. This is especially true in the case of Ron, because Rise of Nations has ramping costs, right? So the first unit that you make is much cheaper. That's why you don't see many only infantry armies or only cavalry armies. It's just the first heavy cavalry is really cheap, and it's easy to make. Similar idea with ships, right? You really want to make more heavy ships. You really want to make at least one heavy ship to help out. Let's take a look at the game stats. So obviously we can see that PLA clearly has higher scores in all categories, and highest kills is Sol. Sol did a lot of the raiding early on and also destroyed Rowan's army. Economy-wise, it looks like the Lakota player ended up getting a bunch of more runes. However, we saw early on that there were very few runes actually gained. And then obviously research, Wolf was the fastest by far. And let's take a look at the player speed. It looks like all the PLA players were much faster, and they were much faster in numbers, at least, in actions per minute. So I hope you guys enjoyed this cast. So it looks like that's a victory for PLA against SDO 2-0. I hope everyone really enjoyed this cast. Again, really want to apologize for faltering earlier with the tech. We're still not 100% sure what happened with that, but we will try our best to remedy that in the future. I hope we can also make sure that all of our other casters are on the call. Again, tech problems. We'll try our best to sort that out. Really want to apologize for that again. But I do think that this was a good test run, and I'm glad that we were able to get this cast out. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. That's gonna put PLA as the PLA versus SDO as the first game cast in the Nordic Classic. So really excited to see some other games as well, and really excited to see hopefully some improvement, because I hope SDO players, I hope you have seen some of the footage here, some of the gameplay and commentary, some of the tips I've given, because I think these are a lot of really good ways to improve your game, right? The reason why we have this tournament is because a lot of players want to improve. They want to get better. So please listen, think about what went wrong, what you can do better, how to counteract your opponent's game plan. And PLA, those were very clean games, well played. GG. All right, thank you guys so much for joining. That ends the cast for today. I hope everyone has a lovely day, and we may be back in a couple hours. To stream a different set of matches, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll get back to you. All right, we shall see you later.